Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the Small Brand Podcast. Today, you're joining me from Beijing, China. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it grand? See, here at Small Brand Pod, we go above and beyond. We're not just a regular podcast. We're not just sitting in a studio. We're out in the field, guys. All right? And it's for things like this. We've been the worst travel podcast 3 years running, okay? Let's see if we can make it a fourth. No, but after long trips, I like to just kind of sit here and recap and just kind of tell you guys what happened and try to, give you some behind the scenes stuff, some stuff that maybe didn't make it on film, or, just my kind of just fleshing out more thoughts that I feel like a regular YouTube viewer isn't going to really pay attention to in the video. So thanks for coming. Thanks for joining along. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and let's get into it. So I was with Mr. Bald and Mr. Timmy for, I think like 5 days traveling around China. Got into a lot of misadventures, and before that, I was in Hangzhou and Changsha. In Hangzhou, I saw the world's largest, or I guess like most densely populated apartment building. I think between like 20 and 30,000 people live in the building. It's absolutely insane. It's basically like a mall built into like a high-rise apartment. It's really interesting, actually. It was developed by the same real estate developer that made that 7-star hotel in Singapore, like the one that you've seen on all the postcards and all the YouTube thumbnails and stuff. But yeah, they built this like uber luxury building, and I think it was made to be a hotel, but somehow it ended up turning into an apartment building. And the rooms were quite spacious, actually, when they built it. But instead, in true Chinese fashion, they like divvied up each room into like 3 or 4 separate units. And I even think in the individual units, you can separate it between like beds and stuff. It gets really crazy. But actually, one of the guys living there was nice enough to let us into his apartment. He showed us around. It wasn't living in the greatest conditions, but young guy trying to get on his feet, starting a business. I feel like when you're in your mid-20s, you just kind of live like that. You're single, you're trying to figure your life out. So, no shame there, but it's just, I think a lot of those people are living in extremely densely populated conditions. And it was interesting to see like an inside look. I walked inside the apartment building and I was actually amazed at how easy it was to get in. I had seen like one YouTube guy go there, I think a few years ago, and he just kind of walked in the lobby, kind of meekishly, and then kind of like walked out. Meekishly, I don't know if that's a word. We just invented it. That's how English works. Cheers. So I went in not expecting to get in. I was like, all right, what's my story? What's my angle? How am I going to get in? And I just told him straight up, I was like, look, I'm a YouTuber. I'm making a silly little video for the internet video hosting site that pays me. And I'd like to see inside. And he just let me in. He's like, what floor do you want to go to? It was so fucking easy. Yeah, I expected a whole like song and dance, a little charade, a little like, oh, yeah. You scratch your back, I scratch mine. Or no, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. But no, it was super simple. But I feel like the most interesting part was just like all the amenities there. It wasn't necessarily the rooms themselves. It was just like, dude, they had like a dentist office. They had a liposuction place. And in the liposuction doctors, I guess they're doctors. I guess in the doctor's office, they had a full-blown cafe. Extremely nice. I had one of the top 3 lattes of my life in there. Girls were very attentive and friendly and nice, very courteous. I actually overpaid. I like paid double for my latte, and they like made sure they like came out to the lobby and they're like, oh, no, it'll be returned to your card in 2 business days. And they were like extremely, extremely nice. Just really went above and beyond. But I guess it just really surprised me because like I assumed they'd have a lot of customers there, right? Most densely populated apartment building on the planet. But there was no one in there. I don't know why. Same with the liposuction place. It was just like one girl just like scrolling like Chinese TikTok when I walked in. Totally fine with me filming. Walked around, made some fat jokes, Went to the cafe, had my latte, and just dipped. I didn't see a single person in there. But besides that, they had like convenience stores, grocery stores, liquor stores. There was this restaurant where you could like get fresh meat. Like they had raw meat just sitting out in the fridge, and you grab it, hand it to the guy on like a little plate. He fries it up, gives it back to you. It was like a la carte kind of, I don't know what you'd call it. Fondue, but he does I don't know, whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. It was really cool. really unique look at, I feel like, Chinese life. And the guy I met was just like, yeah, it's fine. This is just normal. It's how we live. But I was like, yeah, of course it's normal to you. But to me, this is like very interesting. So did that, explored Hangzhou a little bit. And then, hello. All right, a little blank stare. Yep. All right. That's what you get, Connor, for trying to interact with the locals. That's what you get. From there, I went to Changsha. One of my patrons tried to recommend this place to me a few months back, and from the second I heard about it, I was so interested. It has like all these Mao statues. It's where Mao grew up. It was his birthplace, the province where Changsha is. Changsha is a city, and then I think Hunan is the province. And he's like, yeah, look, dude, they have all these Mao statues. It's super historical. You can, talk about Mao and everything. So one of my patrons gave me the idea. Guys, I actually check my DMs on Patreon. I respond to just about every message over there. So if you want to like talk to me, give me ideas, or I give you ideas, I'm always like I'm always answering people's questions about travel and like, how to get out there and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, plus like extended cut videos, early release videos, uncensored stuff. I just posted a full-length video from the Philippines there. It's like 40 minutes long that I could never post on YouTube. So, yeah, all right, plug over. You don't want to hear about it. But, yeah, one of my patrons gave me this idea, right? So I went there, and it's like this huge like strip of land, this island in the middle of the city. And, by the way, it's another massive city. I think like 20 million people live there, something crazy. And that's probably wrong, but a lot of people live there. And you've just never heard of it, right? You've just never heard of it, and it's bigger than New York City. It's just hidden in these little, in the countryside of China, just exploding. The city just fucking explodes out of the rice fields. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, I went there really surprised at how advanced it was, just like every other Chinese city, honestly. Like the skyscrapers have like LED lights all over them, and they're doing little projections and little fucking fireworks shows, and it's just like, China's just a trip. It's just like a labyrinth of adventure to be had. It's just like catacombs and like little side streets and little side quests, and just like, honestly, I feel like I could even film a good video in Shanghai. Like, I just think China is just like extremely adventurous, very hard to get around, hard to pay for things, hard to do little stuff, hard to get a taxi, feed yourself, navigate, speak to people. It's like kind of those like life essential things, those like human needs things are very hard to fulfill in China. But I feel like once you get past that, once you're starving and lonely, and the adventures are fantastic. So, ni hao All right. Gotta smile. Okay. All right. So there we go. A little pep in my step and a fucking smile from the Chinese comrades. What else? Yeah, I just in general, China is like so. It's almost like India. Bear with me. Don't click away. It's almost like India in that it's a land of extremes. Like one day you can feel so fulfilled and like so overjoyed with adventure and passion and like curiosity, and then the next day you have to eat a Big Mac because you can't eat the fucking chicken feet at the hotel breakfast, or like the stewed pig brains, or like the fucking, duck blood intestine noodles. Like, it's just like, the food they eat here is like absolute carnage. And that's not to say factory farming isn't disgusting. I mean, I know when you eat McDonald's, I know what goes into it. It's just like, I would like the Big Mac to just look nice. I don't want it to look like it just fucking was fighting for its life in a, some kind of stew, like they just boil the fucking ducks alive or something. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But you know what I mean? Like, some days are great, some days are terrible. And I feel like when I was here alone in Hangzhou and Changsha was better because I think the people were friendlier, but especially in Hangzhou, like, I wasn't really speaking to people. I was just like getting room service. I just felt really lonely. I didn't want to leave the room. I was like, why the fuck am I in China again? Like, what am I doing here? Because, dude, if you want to survive here, you just have to be on the phone. My screen time has been outrageous, y'all. I think like I got the little notification for last week and it was like 9 hours and 45 minutes. That's like the highest it's ever been. That's absolutely insane because you're out in public, you're using WeChat to pay for Alipay, you're translating, you're videoing, you're taking photos, obviously. And that's the majority of your interactions. You go to buy something, you need your phone. You go to speak to somebody, you need your phone. You go to navigate, you need your phone. You go to your hotel, and you're like, oh, I just guess I'll just stay on my phone now. You know, edit videos or who am I kidding? I don't edit videos on my phone. I just scrolling YouTube shorts. But you know what I mean? I think when you're used to being on the phone all day, you go home and you just continue to be on the phone. And it's outrageous. It's outrageous, the amount of screen time I've had. I usually don't have a problem with my phone battery, but here, like, it just dies, bro. I'm just on it all day long, you know? And it's like, when you want to leave the hotel room, you just have to kind of prepare mentally. Like, all right, this is going to be hard. They're not going to know what I'm saying. Even if they know what I'm saying, there's going to be some cultural difference, some cultural gap where they don't really know what I'm asking them. Just everything. Just any little interaction. Everything. Everything is hard. I think I've finally gotten down, like, paying for stuff. Yeah, most of the time. But the first time I came to China, my credit card company was constantly pinging me like, hey, is this you? Is this you? Is this you? And they were just rejecting every single transaction. And I mean, fair play to them. They're trying to protect my finances. I get it. But it just made it so goddamn hard. Couldn't buy train tickets. Couldn't just buy normal shit. And this time, luckily, my phone worked. But if it didn't, I would have been absolutely butt fucked because I went to the ATM. My card wasn't working. I couldn't get cash, so I had no backup. So yeah, it's just terrifying. It's just it's a hard place to travel. Like the censorship here, they're kind of in their own siloed portion of the internet. Like they have their own protected little bubble, little communist oasis of information that we just can't break through. And I was thinking about it. Like I went to a Huawei store. I'm really into like new tech and like, you know, all the little gadgets and stuff like that. And China has so many. So I went to this Huawei store. I wanted to see like the trifold phone. You know, they have like this shit, by the way, this just regular ass iPhone, it's going to be outdated in like 2 years. I mean, it's an iPhone 15, so it's like already kind of outdated, but give it 2 years. I think this will be like a brick of the past. And I think we're going to be moving into like the flip phone era, but that's for another podcast. They don't want to hear you talk about tech, Connor. They don't care about your tech opinions. They want to hear about the duck blood noodles. Oh, hello, sir. Oh. We have a communist informant spying on us. Okay. But yeah, I went into the store and I wanted to see the trifold phone. They didn't have it, but it was still just fun, like looking around. They have the folding phones, the dual folding phones, you know, it looks like this, but then you just like flick it out and it's like a tablet. But the trifolding phone, guys, it's insane. It like folds out into like a 12-inch tablet. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But I just think China is on the cutting edge of a lot of innovation. And, you know, for whatever reason, or it like cuts both ways, right? They're in their own siloed section of the internet and they have all their own information. They have their own EVs, their own tech, their own gadgets, their own like idea of the world. And it's just completely separated from us. And I think to step out into that does require a little bit of courage, a little bit of bravery to be like, all right, fuck it, dude. Like I'm just gonna, as if ordering McDonald's is like brave, but it's just hard, bro. Everything, even like the days where you're like, all right, I'm not going to like challenge myself today. I just want to eat McDonald's in my hotel room. Let's just order some McDonald's. You go to the WeChat app. You have to screenshot every page to translate it. And then you like go to checkout, you know, you get your Big Mac, whatever. You're like, all right, awesome. I'm going to get some Western food. Finally, I'm so hungry. I'm tired of eating duck blood, liver, and bullshit. And and you go to checkout and it's like, all right, what's your address? Cool. Type in the address. And it's like phone number. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just enter in my fucking US phone number. No, you need a Chinese phone number. But you can't get one because you need to fucking scan your passport, get every page of it translated to get a SIM card. You have to go to it. I tried this last time with Tommy. I wanted a physical SIM card. I went to just like a eSIM, or I think you can buy SIM cards in the airport, but for whatever reason, foreigners couldn't get them. So I'm like, okay, I'll go to like a Verizon, you know, Chinese equivalent of Verizon. So I'll go there and they'll sort me out. I go there and they're like, no, oh no, yeah. Oh yeah, they're like, no, you need your passport. And I was like, okay, cool. Go back to the hotel, get my passport, come back. And they're like, oh, it's not in Chinese. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not in Chinese? And I'm not fucking Chinese, bro. Do you see these eyes? Do you see this lush blonde hair? Or light brown, it's light brown. I'm not Chinese. Why would it be in Chinese? I'm like, okay, that's fine. Go to a translator. Go to an official notary and bargain with them in Chinese, by the way, because they're not going to speak goddamn English. Make them translate every page. Well, I guess they would speak English if they could translate it. But that's besides the point. They translate every page of your passport, they stamp it, go back to the store, and then you get your Chinese phone number. It's hard. Like, everything is just hard, even the little things. Remember, the initial problem was I was trying to order McDonald's. I was trying to get the easy way out, and it's fucking hard. It is difficult. But yeah, I was trying to say earlier, like, I would love to just walk into a Huawei store, buy a trifold flip phone, bring it back, plug in my American eSIM, and bing, bang, boom, I got a sick-ass phone. Got a little tablet in my pocket at all times. That's amazing. But no, it only accesses Chinese app stores. You can't get Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Think about, like, you know, they say, okay, in China you can't use any Google products or Facebook products, right? And you're like, okay, fine. How many apps could that be? That's Instagram. That's Facebook. That's YouTube. Any Google search, any like searching in your web browser, can't do it. What else? WhatsApp. Can't use WhatsApp. I'm sure all my French people and I'm sure all my French viewers are very upset about that. They're always like, what is your WhatsApp? Oh, you are Americans, you use the iMessage. Why you do this? You are barbarians. Why you tipping? Oh, tipping is so outdated. Oh, it is a relic of slavery. Oh, shut the fuck up. Steve Jobs invented iMessage, and I'll use it till the day I die, okay? I'll be just like him, and I'll refuse chemo for my colon cancer. I'll be just like him, okay? But no, China's just hard. It's just little things. It's just annoying shit that I just feel like it's hard to capture in a YouTube video where it's like, all right, I'm going to pay for things now. Oh no, I'm having a problem. Let me text my bank. Oh, I have to call my bank now. It's just like, it doesn't make for good content, but god damn it, is it annoying. And it's just so real. It's just pervasive. It's never ending. It's a never ending onslaught of like annoying red tape. You thought Japan was bad? I'm sure Korea is the same way. You thought those East Asian countries are bad? China is like East Asia on hard mode. It is extremely difficult. You have to have and by the way, if you don't have the right VPN when you land, you can't really get one. Because you can't, how are you going to Google it? How are you going to access that? Your VPN doesn't work. How are you going to access the App Store? How are you going to access YouTube? How are you going to access Google to search for what the fuck's actually going to work for you? You can't. You're fucked. You need to land in the plane with an eSIM and with a good VPN. And with WeChat installed on your phone, like right away. Get your bank card, do all the verification, call them from the US, right? See what I mean? This wouldn't make for a good video, but it's real. It's real, y'all. This is how they do it. This is how they do it in the Middle Kingdom. It's very hard. It's painstaking. It's annoying. But, some days it's very worth it. Some days it's not. When you just want to sit in your hotel and rest, it's hard. It's hard to just get like a restful night here, right? Because, I just want to eat like a big breakfast. I want to eat like a nice dinner. I just want to like not be challenged. But even the hotel staff here, right? Even in nice hotels, me and Bald and Timmy, we stayed in a 5-star hotel. You'd expect them to know some level of English. We're in Shenyang, bigger Chinese city. I think 7-8 million people, big city. You would expect some English to be floating around in this. It was an international 5-star hotel. I think it was the Hilton or some American chain. I think it was an American chain. I can't remember. But even now I'm in Beijing, also at a nice hotel, and they don't play ball. They speak no English. Not even like, what is your name? I'm sure this lady over here doesn't speak any English. I don't know if you can even see her. She might be out of frame. I don't know what I'm doing with this podcast. Worst travel podcast on the internet. Make sure you hit subscribe. But yeah, some days it really is worth it. And I feel like, meeting up with Timmy and Bald really helped like lift my spirits. I didn't really feel like filming each day. I'd wake up groggy, maybe a little hungover, still jet lagged, whatever. Can't get the right amount of sleep. Can't really eat a nice breakfast. Can't get like fueled up for the day. And you just kind of leave the hotel feeling like shit, I will say a lot of it is on me because I've been in China twice before and I know that there's an intense language barrier and I just still didn't really learn any. But thankfully being with Bald, like he knows a few phrases and he can chat with people and like make them laugh and stuff. So that really helped. And I kind of pick up on what he's saying and just try to repeat it to people and see if it works. And it did most of the time. Because with Tommy, it was like so fluent. It was actually really hard to, I didn't learn anything. I mean, I learned like Lao Suji, which means like playboy, which makes the old men laugh. But other than that, nothing, bro. But I will say, like, being with two other creators, two other, intense hardcore travelers. Whoa, I'm trying to podcast here. I'm walking here. I feel like being with two other creators really helped kind of lift my spirits and just kind of energize me to film more. And like, oh, they would be excited about an idea, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, that is cool, and I'd get excited. And you're trying to there's that like energetic exchange between you all, and you, especially like three guys, I think it's like a nice number, and they're fun, they're funny dudes, really easy to travel with, and always just down for an adventure. And of course, filming with Bald was like a dream come true. It was super awesome. Grew up. He's kind of got me into YouTube. I wasn't really like big into YouTube before, and then at the start of the pandemic, I started watching his videos, got hooked, and I was like, oh, maybe I could do that. And then here we are, making videos with him now. It's really awesome. And Timmy as well. Huge respect for Timmy. He's hardcore, bro. He takes massive risks in life, and a lot of respect for what he does. He's one of the best YouTubers on the platform. So just to hang out with them, and they're both like humble, like chill dudes, and we'd stay up talking late into the night, just like talking shit, laughing, and yeah, it was fun, man. They're really easy to travel with, and I really hope we can make something else happen in the future, because I haven't looked through all the footage yet, but I really think the video is going to be great. We started, where did we start? Oh yeah, we started in Beijing. We tried to get in Tiananmen Square. I don't know if this will make the final cut on YouTube. Probably on Patreon. If you want to see the extended cut on Patreon, go subscribe there. But yeah, I was like filming us trying to get into Tiananmen Square. We didn't have tickets, and there's all these ID checks, and you had to book your tickets like 2 days in advance. So it was really difficult. But it's fine. We kind of did that to ourselves. I had heard that it's hard to get in Tiananmen Square without a ticket. So yeah, whatever. It's fine. But yeah, it was tough filming there, and just there were a lot of police, a lot of checkpoints, really crowded. But anyways, we started in Beijing, we did our intros, and then we took off. We took a train to Yantai. Yantai is like this coastal city. I think it's like the wine capital of China. And ironically, we ended up getting drunk on beer. But I'll get to that later. Arrived in Yantai, took a bus into town. By the way, we arrived at the train station, and sometimes in China, the train stations are a little out of town. They're kind of like airports. So the train station was, 20 minutes outside of the center of town. And, you arrive and you get on a bus, and we're driving into town, and we're driving past what looks like a ghost city. I mean, it's like these huge apartments, these huge high-rise apartments all over the place. Not a soul in sight, empty lake here, empty theme park there. And ironically enough, we were on the way to a ghost city, like 8 or 9 hours away, right? But we see one on the way. It was crazy. I was like, dude, they are all over China. They just throwing money around, a couple billion here, a couple billion there. What's it going to hurt? You know what I'm saying? We're the government. We can't fail. So yeah, they're just throwing money around, just trying to see what sticks in the real estate market, seeing if people will live there, see if it'll boost the local economy and stuff like that. And a lot of times it doesn't work out. And so I was actually surprised to see that ghost town on the outskirts of Yantai. And what they'll often do is they'll do it on the outskirts of a town. So they'll try to boost the economy and like maybe like a slipping or like failing region, or maybe they're trying to get something started over here in this area, some new industry, try to move, a few million people out there. Because in China, like a few million is like fucking nothing. So yeah, we saw the ghost town, really interesting, but we just kept going because we had a ferry to catch to Dalian. But before we did that, we wanted to just like walk around, film some stuff, see what the locals are up to. And people in Yantai were extremely nice. Yantai is like far, 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 far east China, like on the Yellow Sea. So it's like Yantai is down here, and then across the Yellow Sea is Dalian, and then the North Korean border is just a little further up. So yeah, we walk around Yantai. People are really friendly. They're shouting. They're very playful. They're energetic. I saw like a Muslim guy, maybe a Uyghur. Just got some really nice interactions there. Really, really sweet people. And I feel like in China, it's always so hit and miss, depending on the city or the region you're in. Like, I'm in Beijing now. People aren't like that outgoing. I guess they're just used to seeing foreigners, or they're just used to seeing a bunch of people. But I feel like in the smaller cities, they're a lot more susceptible to like say hello, how are you? You're chatting. Mostly in Chinese, but broken Chinese. But something about Yantai, the people were extremely hospitable, very friendly, very open to the camera, and just down to like chat and play and just laugh. It was very fun. And then me and Bald and Timmy went into I think I wasn't with them when they did this. I was filming on like on a little side street, but I think they walked into like a random restaurant that was closed, by the way. It was closed, and they walked in and like, "Can we eat?" And the lady just started whipping up some meat and vegetables, gave them some peanuts and beer, and yeah, we just sat there for like what felt like, I don't know, 3-4 hours, 2-3 hours, something like that. Just sitting, drinking, smoking cigs. Bald went live on his Instagram. It was a bit of a disaster, but yeah, Tommy, fucking Timmy and Tommy, god damn it. Why do I make videos with YouTubers with like the names of 4-year-old children? Why not Tom and Tim? No, for some reason that sounds worse. Tommy and Timmy. We should all three make a video together. That'd be funny. Tommy and Timmy and small brained. Anyways. Yeah, we were on the live stream and fucking Timmy broke his glass. Like there was like a spinning table, I guess, to like serve people better, right? Because you have like your little meat here, you know, a couple of beer bottles with cups, and you kind of spin it around, fill your friends, spin it around, fill your friends. And Bald was trying to do that on live, and he did it. And then I guess Timmy's hand was like, I don't know, he like bumped the glass and it fell and shattered. It was hilarious. And it was funny because the owner of the shop, or the attendant or whatever, didn't do anything. She's like, oh, well, that's a shame, but okay, we'll just leave it there. It's just a broken glass on the fucking ground. I was like, what is going on in this country? How is that just like okay? He ended up giving her a little extra money, which is very nice of him. But yeah, we just sat there, ripped cigs, got Mr. Bald to rip some cigs. And yeah, it was just fun, just sitting, talking shit. I filmed a little bit, you know, because who doesn't love a good drinking video, especially with two new friends? It was really fun, really fun. I'm really thinking that video is gonna be awesome. And then yeah, a little drunk. Oh, by the way, while we were filming, I have this suitcase, right? Because I was just in New Zealand for a month, like hiking and stuff, and I have jackets and boots and, you know, all this hiking shit. So I have like an actual suitcase that I checked on the plane here, and I didn't want to carry it around, you know, that's way too much. So I just like chucked it in a bush, and we did like a little social experiment. We're like, all right, are they going to steal it? Are they not going to steal it? Is it going to be here when we come back? And I was just expecting like 20, 30 minutes, get some interactions, talk to some locals, and then that's it, right? Be back after 20, 30 minutes at max. And it was like 3-4 hours. The sun was down. Someone could have just nicked it and it would have been gone. I mean, I have an air tag in it, but I don't know if it works on fucking Chinese communist cell towers. Who knows? But yeah, no one took it. No one took it, man. So, you know, as annoying as China is to travel around, it's like the people are just really, even if they're not like friendly, like they're not bad folks. Like they're not going to steal your shit. They're not like in that great of need to like justify stealing someone's whole fucking suitcase. And honestly, even if it got stolen, it would be sad, but I just really didn't want to carry it around. And I just had some clothes in there, so whatever. What else happened? Yeah, we got a little drunk, and Timmy was like really jet lagged. Really jet lagged. I mean, poor guy. He had flown from South Africa like 2 days before, and we're just out filming. We give him like 1 day to rest in Beijing, which is absolutely insane. I would probably need like 2 or 3 at least to go out and film, and especially at the pace we were going. You know, we wake up at 7:30. We meet by 8 at the train station. Train till fucking 1:30. We're drinking till like 5 or 6. We go to the ferry terminal. We're like, hey, when can we get on? We're going to take an overnight ferry, right? That's the only information we could find online because obviously they don't have Google. So I just found this guy at the train station, and I just asked him. I was like, hey, when does the ferry leave? And he's like, well, I used to take it for work 20 years ago, but it usually leaves at midnight. I'm sort of like, okay, we'll go off that. So we arrive at the ferry terminal like, I don't know, 6 or 7. Sun's down. It's cold. Timmy's a little drunk. Ni hao. Ni hao. Hello. How are you? Okay. I'm just an NPC to them. Okay. So yeah, we were just going at like a really quick pace. We get to the ferry terminal, and Timmy's like a little hesitant about getting on the ferry, but we're like, no, come on, it'll be fine. He's like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And so I think maybe he was just like crashing more, and maybe like coming off the alcohol maybe a little bit, and obviously really jet lagged. And he's just like, you know what, guys, I can't do it. I got to pull the plug on tonight. I got to go get a hotel. So we all just stayed in Yantai for the night, which is totally fine. We were going at a really fast pace, so it's totally fine to just take 12, 13 hours and just like chill, rest, decompress, get a real night's sleep in a real bed. Bald and I got this hotel that was like, I think it was $50 a night, $40 a night. It was affordable, I think 55 maybe, very affordable place, 28th floor, 5-star hotel. insane deal. Absolutely insane. It was next to this like really futuristic mall that like lit up at night, and best of all, I had a Starbucks and a McDonald's. It was incredible. So got a real night's sleep, woke up early, went to the ferry terminal, left at 10:30. And yeah, we set sail across the Yellow Sea to Dalian. I had been to Dalian twice before, so I wasn't like super excited to go, but I was excited to see a new ferry and experience it with new friends. And honestly, the ferry was really nice, very nice, brand new. It seemed, or freshly painted or furnished or whatever, but it smelled new. And yeah, that was really fun, just chatting shit with the boys. And yeah, we met some locals. I got some baijiu, this like local liquor they drink. I think it's rice liquor, but it's like, I think it was like 50%, 40-50%, something like vodka kind of. A little sweet. It was not very good. Tasted like medicine and hurt your throat, hurt your little tummy too, but made you drunk. Definitely made you drunk. The thing about alcohol, it always works just fine. Got a bottle of that, you know, in the hopes of meeting some cool people and maybe having a few drinks. And that we did. We met some, I don't know, it seemed like blue collar guys down in 4th class. You know, they have 1st class VIP, tourist class, I think, yeah, then 3rd class, and then 4th class. 4th class, they don't give you a bed or nothing, but we had beds. We had a little shared dorm room. But 4th class, they just were sitting in the seats. And I guess it's like more working class people just, you know, going back and forth for family or work or whatever necessity. They're not just like silly YouTubers filming a fun little silly adventure. Yeah, we sat around with them, we chatted shit, we got drunk, got Mr. Bald to take some drinks. I don't know where Timmy was. I think he must have been in his bunk. Probably still really tired. But yeah, honestly, man, as I'm speaking it out loud, I think this video is going to be really nice, really nice. Because it's nice to travel with YouTubers because they just know what they're doing. They know how to travel in a way that's going to be interesting, you know, especially Mr. Bald. He's been doing it for so long. Timmy, too. I think Timmy's been at it for, I think, 5 years, 6 years. He's been doing it for a while. So obviously 2 OGs in the game, and it was really nice to travel around China with him. Bald actually knows some English too. That was surprising. He's from England. Of course he knows English. He knows some Chinese. He could, you know, talk to the people, and I feel like that definitely made the videos better. So yeah, and then after we got a little drunk with the guy, we were just like going around. It was like Bald would take a shot, I would take a shot, he would take a shot. We're just like going in circles. And there was one round where I tried to skip myself and try to pass it to this guy. And he was like, no. He passed it back to me. And I was like, fuck. Okay, I guess I have to get drunk. It's not like I want to. It's not like I like it. It's not like I'm an alcoholic. Silly little boy. Guess I gotta drink. It's my job to drink. Mom, this is how I pay the bills. You can't judge me. You want to go on nice vacations? I have to drink this baijiu right now. What else? Oh yeah, we had a little bit of an issue paying for our food at the little food court in the on the boat. Yeah, me and Timmy just could not pay for our food. Bald abandoned us. He just like paid for it, dipped, paid cash. But us, we didn't have cash, and there was obviously no service in the middle of the goddamn ocean, so we couldn't eat. And we're like, look, we'll pay you. We're happy to pay for it. We just literally don't have the means to right now. I guess it would have been nice to have cash. But yeah, what they ended up doing was they gave us the food for free. And then once we got off the boat, we paid them. So it was just a little honor system thing. But I will say, right when the boat landed, someone was at our room like, can you pay for the food now? So is it really the honor system if they hold you that accountable? So yeah, anyways, landed in Dalian, went to a little Russian town, because fun fact, I don't know if I've discussed this in previous videos, but Dalian was part of Manchuria. Manchuria was owned by Russia. They leased the land. First it was China, obviously, and then it was Russia. They leased the land from 1896 to 1905, so around 9 years. And then Japan invaded, and they stole it. They took it. Good old fascist, imperialist Japan. You know them. You might not love them, but you definitely know them. You do. I know I do. After the Chichijima incident. Anyways, yeah, we landed in Dalian, saw a little Russian town. I got some Russian vodka from Mr. Bald. He took a nice little swig of it. Or I guess Belarusian vodka. Sorry, all my Russian viewers, all 19 of you. I'm very sorry for that hiccup there. And for my 4 Belarusian viewers, I'm not sorry. Let's see. Yeah, I got some Belarusian vodka, got some Russian cigarettes. I think I still have those cigarettes. Yeah, Craven A filter. They don't have the Surgeon General's warning on them, so I guess they're not bad for you. Huh, who knew? It says England, though. The guy in the store insisted they were from Russia, and they were $3, so maybe he's got a point. Maybe they are Russian. They have Korean text on them. Not sure what that's about. Anyways, enough of my dissection of Russian cigarette culture. What else happened in Dalian? Yeah, we just went to the Russian town. I met actually 2 Russian people who were living, I think, in Shenzhen. Absolutely insane. I was like, dude, they're plants. They're psyops, bro. They're here to spy on us. I couldn't believe it. I was like, Russian people in the Russian village? I have to talk to them. But I think they were living in Shenzhen and spoke Mandarin and stuff. Anyways. Oh, that lady has my swagger hat. My swag hat. Ni hao, Ponyong. Ni hao, ni hao, ni hao. How the? We got a friendly guy. What else? So yeah, that was really fun. What else did we do after Dalian? We spent the night in Dalian. No. We took a train to Shenyang, got another really nice, really fucking, like absolutely absurdly nice hotel. So nice. I think for like $55 a night. This was like unbelievable value. They had like chandeliers and like fucking Roman sculptures and like fountains and a spa and like a nice gym and like huge high ceilings. Everything was marble. It was like I was stepping into like a Roman bath or something, you know? It was crazy. And then after that, yeah, we woke up the next day and then went to Shenfu New Town. That was the kind of the goal of the whole trip. We were trying to get to this ghost city. You guys know me. I love my ghost cities. We went to Ordos. We had a great time. Wasn't that abandoned, but it was just really fun, really awesome video. And I was like, you know what? Shenfu New Town's right by Shenyang. Let's just go check it out. So we got in a taxi for 20 minutes. And on the way to the town, I asked the driver, I was like, dude, is it actually abandoned? He's like, no, dude, there's millions of people that live there. I was like, fuck. I dragged these 2 innocent boys all the way across China to just go to a normal city? I don't know. But we ended up getting there and it was particularly abandoned. It was actually a sad state. You know how Ordos was like pitched as this really, I don't know if you've seen the video. I'll link it in the description, but Ordos was pitched in like these CNN articles, 2016, I think to 2019. It was like ghost city, blah, 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 super advanced, super nice, way overbuilt, like underdeveloped, whatever, or underpopulated. And, it ended up not being that. It was really nice, and there were some people around. You know, it wasn't like really, really, really abandoned, but it was just fun and really nice and very friendly people. It was one of those like kind of jackpot moments when you go to a Chinese city. It's like really hit and miss. You don't know really what you're getting into, but Ordos was absolutely insane. But anyways, so it wasn't that. Shenfu New Town was like particularly very sad because they built it in 2006, and dude, they didn't even build a school where I was. Like, there was like a huge construction site, right? And it's got these like barriers so you can't enter, right? And they have these signs like, oh, we're building a new school here, but it's just sitting abandoned. Like the sign's all fucked up. It's like blowing in the wind. There's like garbage everywhere. It smells like piss. There's like, you know, this like empty shell of a building because they couldn't complete it. I guess they couldn't fund it, or maybe not enough kids moved there or whatever. But also particularly sad, there was a, Shenfu New Town was pitched to be like an AI city of the future, right? It's like, it was meant to alleviate some of the population pressure from Shenyang and Fushun, 2 kind of big cities. Shenfu New Town's right in the middle, right? So the local government was like, fuck it, let's throw up this city. It'll attract more people. We'll make it really futuristic. We'll give this huge ring of life, you know, to make it look really nice and really futuristic. And we'll also try to draw like tech companies here. AI firms will come here and they'll build like robotics and it'll be really advanced. Turns out that didn't happen. Oh my God, it's a fucking high-speed train. Whoa, I didn't know that. Just right by us, boys. Damn. China. Ugh, it's amazing. So quiet too. But anyways, yeah, so Shenfu Newtown was very sad because, so like I said, they meant to draw like these AI firms out there, and I think they did for a few years. I don't really know, but the buildings there are just empty. It'll be like technology center, technology hub, innovation, whatever, like business park, and the buildings are just empty, like they never even finished them. It's so sad. So yeah, I don't know why I'm really drawn to Chinese ghost cities. I think maybe just because it's like such a unique phenomenon that doesn't happen in the U.S. Like, I feel like if you got tax, because we're like a real democracy over there, if you got taxpayer money to fund something like that, people would be pissed if it didn't work out. But here they're just like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, fuck, I don't know how to say I'm sorry in Chinese. 不好意思, 不好意思, 不好意思. Excuse me. I just don't think there's that level of like accountability with the powers that be over here. So people are just like, well, it just is what it is. We just live in a ghost city now. So anyways, guys, that's about it from the trip. Like I said, it was really fun time. Really awesome making content with two of the best in the game. And yeah, just had a lot of fun. It was difficult, like traveling around, waking up early and taking fucking ferries and getting drunk. Oh, it's so hard. My life is so hard. What a hard job I have. Yeah, anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next country some other time. I love you. Bye-bye.